Alrighty guys, this is going to be a quick way to learn the unit circle. So we know for every line that we're going to have a degree, we're going to have a radical, we're going to have a point. Every big jump is going to be considered 30 degrees. Every small jump is going to be 15. Alright, so we'll go ahead and call this first point. So we know we'll start at 0. Then we have a big jump. So this is going to be 30. This is going to be a small jump. So it's going to be 45. Another small jump. This one's going to be 60, and then we have another big jump, so it's going to be 90. We're going to go ahead, add 30 again, 120. We have a small jump, add 15 to that, so we have 135. Small jump, add 15 to that, it's going to be 150. We have a big jump, go ahead and add 30 to that, so it's going to be 180. Another big jump, we're going to go ahead and add 30, so it's going to be 210. Add 15, because we have a small jump, 225. We have another small jump. This is going to be 240. We have a big jump. We're going to add 30 to 240, which is going to be 270. I should probably write a little darker. We're going to add 30 to this, add 30 to 270. It's going to be 300. Small jump. It's going to be 315. Another small jump, be 330. And another big jump is going to be 360. Alrighty, and so for the radicals, we'll go ahead and attack the radicals next. Or actually, yeah, we can go ahead and do the radicals next. So every middle line is going to be something over 4, and it's just going to be odd numbers. So we can call this one, it's always going to be something pi over 4. So something's going to be 1, because we're going to start out with odd terms. So going up by odds, right? So we can go ahead and call everything something over 4. And so going up by odd numbers, we're gonna go 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 12. Right? Right? Did I do that right? No. 1, 3, 7, 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Not 12. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, so we have 1 pi over 4. Gonna go ahead, skip. So we'll have 1 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. Take another odd number, 5 pi over 4, go up the next odd number, 7 pi over 4. All right, so those are just the middle terms. Everything's going to be something over 4. All right, and then our next radical, we're going to go up everything by pi over 6. So every other blank line is going to be pi over 6, right? So, or you're adding pi over 6, I should say. So this one's going to be pi over 6. So then we're going to have 2 pi over 6. 2 pi over 6 simplifies out to be pi over 3. And then this one is going to be 3 pi over 6. So that's going to come out to pi over 2. And then we have 3 pi over 6. So we have another pi over 6. So this is going to be 4 pi over 6, which is going to turn out to 2 pi over 2 pi over 6. So this is 4 pi over 6. This is going to be 2 pi over 3. Yeah. And then our next term is going to be 5 pi over 6. So that's not going to simplify. 5 pi over 6, yeah. 5 pi over 6. Then our next term is going to be 6 pi over 6. That's just going to be pi. Then we have 7 pi over 6. And then we're going to have 8 pi over 6, which comes out to be 4 pi over 3. So it's simplified, divide by 2. And then we're going to have 9 pi over 6. So it's going to be 3 pi over 2. And then we have 11 pi, or wait, hold on. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll have 10 pi over 6. And this one's going to be 5 pi over 6. And we have 11 pi over 6. All right, and then if you want to go up one more, it's going to be 12 pi over 6. And so that's just going to be pi, right? No, wait, 2 pi. 2 pi. So 1/2 is pi. Another half is 2 pi. So that's going to be 2 pi. So we can put this one as 0. So 0, 0. Alrighty, and then going by the quadrant, next fill out the quadrant. So we have quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. So this quadrant, so we'll go ahead and add a little thing. So we have quadrant 1, which is going to be positive, positive. We have quadrant 2, which our x value is going to be negative and our y value will be positive. And we have quadrant 3, and we have our x and y value going to be negative. And we come to quadrant 4, and our x value is going to be positive, right? Positive x, and then a negative y. So we're going to have positive, negative. All right? Going off the 4 terms here, or the 4 points here, we're going to have a positive x value. There's no y value to this. Right here, we have no x value, right? Because it's just the y. So this is going to be 0, 1. Then you come over here, we have x value, but we know it's going to be negative because of the quadrant 2. So this is going to be negative 1. This one's going to be 0. And then our last one down here, we only have our y term. So our x is going to be 0 and our y term is going to be 1. All right. And then everything, so whatever, anything with the 4, so every middle term, right, is just going to be square root 2 over 2 for both points. But to make it simple on yourself, knowing our quadrants, we know both of these are going to be positive. All of our x terms in here are going to be negative, so we can go ahead and fill that out. Everything negative, right? In our quadrant 3, we know everything is going to be negative, our x and our y. So we'll go ahead and put negative, 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 negative. And then for quadrant 4, we know all of our x values are going to be positive, but all of our y values are going to be negative. So we have negatives just in the y terms, or just in the y points. Alrighty, and so since we know every middle term is going to be square root 2 over 2, we can go ahead and fill that out. This one's going to be the easy one. So square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2, all the middle terms, square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2. That's why putting these negatives just makes it so much simpler, so you don't forget them. Square root 2 over 2, square root 2 over 2. Sorry about that, running out of space. Or wait, what the heck am I doing? This. Sorry, I'm going crazy. Going crazy over here. Whoopsie. This one's square root 2 over 2. It's only the middle terms. So square root 2, square root 2 over 2. Alrighty, sorry, my phone said it was dying. Alright, so we know every middle term is going to be square root 2 over 2. And then if you remember this pattern, you're going to make your life a whole lot simpler. So the next terms are either going to be square root 3 over 2 and 1/2, or it's going to be 1/2 over square root 3. So you're going to be missing one. It's not going to be square root 3 over 2, square root 3 over 2. It's going to be square root 3 over 2, or it's going to be 1/2. So the pattern goes square root 3 over 2, square root 3 over 2. And then since we did it twice, we're going to go ahead and switch 1/2, 1/2, square root 3 over 2, square root 3 over 2, 1/2, 1/2. So you'll see what I mean here in a sec. So go ahead and do square root 3 over 2. Our missing term, we can't have a second square root 3 over 2, so this one must be 1/2. We know this one's going to be square root 3 over 2. And we can't have a second square root 3 over 2, so it's going to be 1/2. And so since we did 2 square root 3 over 2's, then we're going to go ahead and switch it. So this is going to be 1/2. And then this one's going to be 1/2, right? Because we have 2. So we did 2 of square root 3 over 2, and then 2 of 1/2. So our missing term, we can't have a second half, so this one's going to be square root 3 over 2. This one's going to be square root 3 over 2. And since we have 2 halves, we're going to know that this one's going to be square root 3 over 2, so we have to restart the pattern. This one's going to be 1/2. This one's going to be square root 3 over 2 since we have 1. This is going to be our second one. This one will be 1/2. And since we did it twice, we're going to go ahead and switch the pattern. It's going to go 1/2, square root 3 over 2. And then this one's going to be 1/2 and square root 3 over 2. Alrighty, so now we're coming up to our last part. And so your teacher may ask, what is your, what trigonomic values? I think equations. Okay, whatever. You'll see what I mean. What trigonomic sum things are positive and what's negative. And so we know in quadrant run, everything has to be positive because we have a double positive. So you can put everything or all. So I'll just put all. We don't have anything negative, so we'll go ahead and put nothing there. Nothing's going to be there in the negative. So this part's going to be really simple. So instead of going SOHCAHTOA, so it's going to be so ka and then toa, right? Highlight the SCT instead of SOHCAHTOA. For this last part, to fill in these spots, it's going to be just the C and T are going to switch. So it's going to be so toa ka. And if you ever get pissed off and you don't know, just start saying it in your head. SOHCAHTOA, SOHCAHTOA. No, that sounds wrong. SOTOKA. What sounds wrong? What sounds wrong instead of SOHCAHTOA? Well, SOTOKA, SOTOKA, SOTOKA. Start yelling in your head. Trust me, it works. I had to do it. I had a couple quizzes on the unit circle. That's how I memorized. It's not SOHCAHTOA. It's going to be SOTOKA. So it's going to be sine, and it's going to be its co-value, which is going to be cosecant. And then everything else besides sine and cosecant will be negative. So you can go ahead and put tangent, cotangent, cosecant, and secant. That will be our negatives. I'm not going to write it out. So I'm a little late, or actually I guess I could write it out for the first time, but for the rest I'm going to be lazy. So we have tan, cotan, we're going to have our cosecant and secant. So that's all of our 6 trigonomic functions. All right, so we know it's going to be SOTOKA, SOTOKA. So positives. This is where it's really obvious with our co-values, tan and cotan, right? Cotangent and tangent, just the co-values of itself. And then we have secant and cosecant. I'm not sure if you guys got that. Secant and cosecant. So it's just going to be secant and cosecant. And then you go ahead and fill out the rest. That's not negative. I'll go ahead and fill it out. So secant, cosecant, and then we're going to have sine, cosecant, secant, cosine. And then sine and cosine, do not mix those up. Do not mix those up. Sine and cosine. Sine is not cosine. It's going to be sine and cosecant. All right? So then the negative is going to be tangent. You can always just look since you already wrote it once. Tangent, cotangent, and then we don't have sine or cosine or cosecant, so it's going to be sine and cosecant. Alrighty guys, that's going to go ahead and end it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, leave a comment. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment and I will answer them as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching.